Hey folks, I'm CPC Gamer, and welcome to the stream. I waited for the music to loop so that I can have a good little looping link when I clip this for my channel. Hello Quaka, Reese, Sakurai, Rextress, Empirical Woodland, and Lurkers. You guys are appreciated too. Hope everyone's doing okay this fine Sunday afternoon. Quaka, sorry to hear that you are tired. I hope it's nothing too big and too bad. Nothing that we can't get over and deal with together. Hydrate, there you go. Aldi. Oh yeah, moving. Moving will also do it. But think of the freedom now that you're in a new place, right? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get to the game, and we're gonna start coding this game. And also keep chatting away as we go. Today, we're gonna start a brand new game because we finished the fishing one. It's up on my channel. We did a good job of it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you cried a lot. But, as someone who has done much moving, you now don't have to move for a while, right? And even if your stuff is just there in boxes for a little bit, everything's good to go. Where's my button? I'm off to a stellar start. Incidentally, new emote just dropped, everybody. Where is it? This one. On the rare occasions that my code goes wrong, here's me going, ah, dang it, and breaking a table. I am much the same. So head office started sending us all of the Christmas clothing, right? And problem being, hi, it's really hot outside. We're not selling any of this stuff right now. Go away. Right, so we're gonna begin with unfortunately a whole bunch of like raw data input. So sorry everybody, this bit of the code is just me going, right, this is where incantations happen. As always, Quaka, you know you can data. You can reach out to us if you need. We are here not just to be cheerful penguins like this. We're cheerful penguins in the real life as well. 54774D05F10. Does this function as an enter key on the CPC? Oh, it sure does. Hell yeah, that makes this a lot quicker. E to A, B, A. 2, A, E, A, 0, E. So what we're doing here, this is working to, it says there, screen data and initialization. These are our levels. The game is going to read this data, crunch it, and go, okay, here is how I draw what the levels look like. We'll get to those levels when we get to them. It'll be a surprise when I run it. And it doesn't work. 073C. Exactly, crunch it, Empirical. Crunch it like an apple. I had a brief moment of panic that I've included too many characters in that data string. Look, this 2 has overshot. No, I haven't, because this is line 100. Which means that everything is moved along one. I'm on the big screen. Made it. I know we haven't been able to check in much, Reese, because you've been working and like real life stuff has been happening. I hope that the real life stuff is going well for you. And you mentioned being like overwhelmed and overstimulated, and like, yeah, I get that. A lot of us are right now. I hope it's okay for you. I'm happy for the real life stuff that you have shared with us. Insomnia Aaron, welcome on in. Let me tell you, this right here will cure that insomnia. It'd clear it right up, it will. Just get ready for me. It's raw machine data. I'm telling the machine, whispering to the machine. And this scan is not very good. Kind of like the last one, honestly, but like the fact that this is hex means that I don't need to go. Is that an S? Linchpin is, at least as I use it, the linchpin is like the thing that set everything off. So let's say somebody has been building up anger and bottling up their emotions, and suddenly they explode and let it all out. The linchpin is the thing that lets them explode. Music is a bit loud? Okay. Let's put you down there. Thank you very much for letting me know. I'm just jamming with this in my headphones like the same that I normally do, but nope. We are inclusive, and if people want to tell me, hey Cass, I can't hear your voice, well, now you can. There you go. Empirical Woodland said exactly what I tried to say, but with like 2 words, not 10. I do this frequently. Well, see, it's one of the things, Reese, because I stream. Because I stream, I'm just used to like words and words and words and words and words. This stops at line 680. All right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep doing this for a while. All right, 210 data 07 F07. That's not a very easy line to pass. Look at it. Also, I appreciate that I may have used it backwards in my definition as well. Hello, Penny. Thank you very much for a look. I understand why you would look and not participate today, because Dougie informed us sad times are on the horizons and may in fact already have been here. And I don't like it. F. That was an E. Oh, I've lost where I'm at. 0, 0, F, E, 0, 2, 0. Forget it! What is line 260? Go from the top. See how much easier that was than just working it out? Nah, look! There they are as well! Being gay. And that's what we like. I appreciate it. New Genshin region is fun and cold. I'm not a fan of cold. Although I would take cold over the disgusting heat we've had lately. Can't be doing with it. That's the fake number I give to people when they annoy me. That's a lie. 0077, bunch of 5s, D4 1 at the end. Cool. 280. Oh, Fire Emblem bad. That's what we call a medicine tactic variable, which is where something can be read in two ways. Dead beef is usually a good one. The number dead beef. Hey, actually, there's one next, actually. Beef. This is the quality commentary that people come to my channel for. Zero? Yeah, that's what that is. Well, yes, I did, Reese, actually, because, see above, we don't get to chat very often, or do Overwatch games, which is fair, you've got stuff to do. But, you know, we still miss you. And that's fine too. Again, if you've moved house and again, life stuff is coming up. I don't wish to just spoil life stuff. Sometimes you're low on spoons, you know? Is that an 8? Quaha, what am I doing? So this is just entering raw code into the game. the CPC is going to read the previous line and go, how do I translate 41407F003F30303030? It will read that and interpret that as a particular screen in the game. And every one of these lines is a screen in the game. And it's not like when we did Lawnmower Simulator, where you could do it like this. That's how we did it with Lawnmower Simulator, where this was grass, not grass. No, this is just entering raw hexadecimal code into the game. We're going to be like, translate this, and it will. As I say, this isn't the entire code. This stops at line 680. Okay, there's 23 lines left. If we include the one that I'm currently on, and I do, because I didn't type it. But we'll get there. Oh, for sure it's witchcraft. This is one of the reasons why we have the witchin emote. Alright, 360. Data is... Nope. So when we get to line 690, that is more what you would be familiar with for having seen me type out on the CPC streams. This is just here because, I mean, that's how the game is coded. Where did FE0 come from? Have I skipped up a line? I skipped up a line. My goodness. Line 380 is that one. For people who haven't seen me for a while, like Reese and Zachary, this isn't what I do. I still do, as Ollie calls it, video game streams like what Twitch tells me we're supposed to do. I still do that. It's just on the Sundays I sit down and, you know, chisel code into stone tablets and make it run Doom. I bet this thing could run Doom. The C64 can run Doom. I've seen it. It looks like it's data smoshing, but you can absolutely run Doom on a C64. 4, 5, Sometimes the code even works and we make a thing. That's right. We went fishing last week, Empirical. Were you here for my fishing? Nearly says boob. It just says Bob, however. That's unfortunate. Bobs are fine too. Empirical was talking. He's gonna work on finishing up some Bob games soon, and that's good. Hanging out with Bob. Nope. Empirical doing Bob game is a fun time for everybody. I look forward to additional Bob. I thought everyone was like, oh yeah, 3D Land, that's the best one. Me, for example. Won't shut up about Spooky Face. It's not Daya, it's not Dara, it is Data. Thanking you most very much. It's depressing how this is the bit that I'm able to just... Yeah, just let me enter these seemingly random strings of numbers. I can type that very, very quickly. You have been a 2D supremacist. That's why you made me play Bob's Awakening. And it was a good game, so maybe you should have convinced me to play that. Where am I at? 530. B2F A3320. 540 data. Put your line markers before the lines that they actually are, Cass. Oh no. There's just a row of repeated numbers in the middle of that, and those ones trip me up. This used to pass for gameplay, by the way. Anybody ever played Mavis Beacon Teaches Typing? That's what this is. Remember you were on the road, and you had to steer? And if every typo you made, bugs hit the windshield, and you couldn't see what you were doing? That used to be gameplay. I'm never going to be able to type without looking at where my hands are on the keyboard, miss. What are you talking about? That's a line I've just typed, isn't it? It is. Edit 560. Wrong data stream. Summer, yes, we finished the fish game last time. I didn't do very well at it. I've been thinking how I could do very well at it. Basically, increase rod power, decrease fish strength. Makes it you just whip them out, one at a time. There you go. So the thing is, this game will still run, incidentally. It's just when you get to whatever room line 560 is referring to, it will probably break. So let's make sure that we change that and replace line 560 with the correct line. And I can do this now. I can just go edit 560 and it will let me do that. I don't like doing that because I always worry that the game will not let me back into the code. So this is why I've got what I call my stitch markers. And at the end of physically writing this out, I'm going to go back into it and go edit line 560, then edit 1110. You know, whatever else I got wrong. 590. Where are we? There we are. Don't worry, everybody. We're nearly at the very end of just data. And then we get on with the more traditional style of coding. Oh no, what are you? A verbal scanned is what you are. I think that's an 8. Yes, because that's a horizontal strike, not a diagonal like in a 0. Alright, good. I know what I'm doing. Hello, console? There we go. Thank you for the hydrate, Summer. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get to the end of line 680, then I'll hydrate. Oh, I love that song. That's the song by the cartoons. Not really. Oh, there you go. Walla walla bing bang. Yeah, that's what that is. Alright, there we go. That's the game. That's the map. That's when we get into it, that's what it's gonna look like. Not you, Room 56. You're wrong. But, ooh, just slurp that into the microphone. Sorry, everyone. Well, no, that's not the game, Rextras. This is a pretty huge project. The header on the magazine for this is like, this is a massive program. It is 16 kilobytes of memory. Not even 16 kilobytes of memory. It's 16K of memory. I can't actually pass to you guys how small that is. Alright, here's the funny line. 690, ink 0, and ink 126, and border 0, and pen 1. Oh, Ardent Slacker, that's exactly where my mind went. For n equals 0 to 1, those were the days. Next n. This is the kind of code that you guys are probably more familiar with. We are setting our ink should look like this. Background, foreground, border 0, pen 1. Paper 0, mode 1. 710. Yes. All right. So this particular type-in displays spaces as a key that I do not have on the keyboard, but it's displaying them as a dot in the middle of the word. So if you look at this on the page, it's kind of like that. I'm like, do I need? Surely it's not asking me to type that. It's not asking me to type that. That's fine. Okay, 1212 and print. Yes, words, Quaha. Hello. Tag, wie geht's? Gut? Und du? That's about all as I can really do. That and the phrase, du wirst einen Krankenschwester brauchen, and like, hey, go for it. 255. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 50192. Amazing. Is that just on the same line? Yes, it is. Line 740. That's dim? Dim. Oh, I can absolutely cheat with that. Poke line 740. I can cheat with that. Rick's just, I misread one of those words. I will leave it up to my imagination. Ooh. Nice and warm in here. Alright, that... Surely, I cannot be faulted for misreading your word. If Quaha is then going to read a word that begins like knickers, alright, everything is a... Bawdy programming streams, let's go. Normally we do this with the crosswords. Why not do this with code as well? Also, yeah, I'm down for a word of the day. What do we got? I'm not gonna ban anyone. Quaha, we are friends. I'm not banning you. I'll get banned on Twitch if I say the shh. Why do you think I'm always so eager to be like, take those feet off of this screen, put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. 774, 8, 1, 2, shaky 4. Oh, mood, not mood. Gotcha. So line 77780. This is determining how the game physically displays the data that it is supposed to display. So, for a equals 1264, read the screen that is variable a. So, somewhere within there, if I go to screen 32, it will read screen number 32. And such and such. Fertig is a word that I know, but I'm drawing a blank on what it means. Again, it's been a minute. I need you to know as well, the more I think about it, the more I think, yeah, you know what, I probably should just be like, hey, I'm probably just gonna pick up German again for you guys. How are we doing? For B equals 1, 2, 15, step 2. Is this following on from the last stream then, where we had quick rice puff pastry? Is that going to be something like box cake mix? Like Pillsbury or Betty Crocker, depending on where you live? Or what's the face? Ricksters, who's the one who does who's the South African woman who does the sauce? And everyone's like, oh, it has to be Mrs. Such and Such's sauce. If it's not that, it's not real. That's not what I was thinking. But yes. Like Betty Crocker or Pillsbury or Mrs. Balls. I didn't mean to do that. Again, body programming. Let's go. Right, what are we on? A10. A is mid, screen number AB2. What is that? That's that. That is shift and 6. Why would that not be on 6? V is the value. That, yes. Good. Hydrate? I certainly shall. It's coffee today. Yeah, it's the usual little caramel coffee that I have when I'm doing crosswords. Because I went to the shops this morning. Bought myself... Ah! Thank you, Lady Mappy. Now I get to distract myself a little bit. We're still opening packs of cards. We have Sully and Boo, Ursula the Sea Witch, or Winnie the Pooh. Take a pick. What are we programming today? We are programming a game called Priz, which is an exploration game. Winnie the Pooh it is, alright. You can kind of see the end of it there. We've had about 68 lines of just raw machine code. So now I'm happy to be, you know, doing text parser stuff again. We open with Beast. When you have a character named Belle in play, this character gets +2 attack. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it. I know it's not the usual Lady Mappy Hangout slot, but we're happy to have you. Is that an 8? I'm going to say that's an 8. However, I am going to make a note in my stitch markers. Priya Mangal is the next card. This is one that I've been considering adding to my deck. I feel like I need some more, like, cheaper cards in my deck. But also, I don't know. I mean, this one would work for me, right? If there is, when you play this character, if there is a song in your discard, gain 1 lore. My whole deck is play songs put in discard, right? Did I say Discord? I put a lot of songs in my Discord. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. Oh, that's clever! So what this is doing, this is very quickly checking all 64 lines of room data, that machine code at the start there, and going, if it doesn't add up to this, well, Cass has typed something in wrong. You big dummy. Go fix it. And then terminate the program. That's clever! Even if I hadn't gotten line 560 wrong, the game would tell me I'd made a mistake somewhere around there. How about that? Our next card, Minnie Mouse, the Adventurer. I saw it. I saw it. I made the mistake. But there it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's some more. 900. Am I calling my code mid? Yes. Yes. So this character, Float de Flamme, is from the Black Cauldron. I had to look that up. I think that is probably the most obscure Lorcana card. Kazumi, hello, hello. Wait, hi. Kazumi saved me during the fishing stream because I misread that something was not a variable, but I was trying to use it as a variable. And the console was just like, this is a locomotive basic command. You can't name a variable that. And it confused me. This game is called Priz. P-R-I-Z. You missed a whole bunch of just raw data strings at the very start, which is all of the room data. Why don't I want to spell restore with an E? Like the second time today. It does, but at the same time, I need to type it correctly. Otherwise, the console won't know what to do with it. It will just go, what's that word? Syntax error, and then it won't run. Nope. Kazumi, I've missed a line. Well, you know what? That works, actually, because 940... Okay, here's what we're going to do. Line 940. Line 940 is... Line 940 is this one. This is correct. Line 950 is... It looks to be a built-in cheat? Put it on the stitch markers. Next one is Mickey Mouse. Also an explorer. There you go. There's a lot of exploration cards in this deck. Yeah, line 950 is INFLV equals 0. And that sounds to me like infinite lives. No. And if I just poke that to a 1, suddenly I don't have to worry about lives. Either way, I've got my stitch marker. Line 950 is just wrong. We will edit that at the end. Good spot. Thank you for the catch. 950, 940. Alright, 960. This is... line 60 doesn't even matter because it's a commented line. Title screen options. Yeah. So, there is a line 9... Wait a second, can I just... If I just retype line 950 here, will it Yeah, so... This is correct. Line 940, that's correct. This, line 950, that is supposed to be... what I believe to be an infinite life cheat. So if I just type here, line 950, that one will get deleted? Can I unlock you? Source set code. Don't mind me, everybody. I'm just... tinkering around with something. Nope, I don't have it. Alright. Bye-bye, Penguin Pointer. We'll come back to you later. Type the line number, then press enter. Or if you type the line number, then press enter, it will delete it entirely. Well, do you know what? That's even easier then. Let's just keep on going with the code correctly. And put a little dash next to my notes down there, because that appears to be done correctly. So, what this line is supposed to be is that. And I reckon if I do that, dev mode. know that. Need to put a space after that. You'd think I'd remember. You'd think I'd remember that I can just retype a line. The number of times I've had to do that. That's why I normally just do all my debugging right at the very end and go, right, what have I gotten wrong? Oh, several things? Is that supposed to be ink 223? Yes. Ink 11, ink 223, ink 32. Line 990, border 2. And then line 1000. Good job, everyone. Yeah, there you go. If infinite lives is 1, then LVR, yeah. Come on. If INFL is 1, then LVRD is 0, else LVRD, good check. Thank you, Lady Mappy. This is one of the cool things with CPC Basic, mind you. If I had done that, it would have checked for the variable INFL and gone, ain't got one, and just keep reading. Yeah, so if I'm guessing that's going to be infinite lives. And then LVRD equals 0, else LVRD equals 1. But, no. It's asking me to put a C there. Yes, Rixus, we picked Winnie the Pooh. And the next card is Diablo, Crow. I'm working on Diablo and Maleficent cards. This is useful. Thank you. A Scream canister is next. This is designed very much to be used with Sully, because exert all cards in your inkwell, and then Sully has a card when, if all cards in your inkwell are exerted, then. LVRDC is 0, else LVRDC is 1. Priz. That's what it's called. Or prisoner? Print something. Print. See, Lady Mappy, this is why we're friends, right? Because, heck yeah, let's talk about the prisoner. Be seeing you. Kazumi, I'm not gonna lie. I downloaded the completed version and ran it just to make sure that it runs, and it does. So, if it doesn't work, there we go. Do you know what they did? Right, Lady Mappy, I remember what my resignation code was. Even now, I remember what my resignation code was, because I went, oh, of course that's what it is. And then the game tricked me into telling it. Like, I'm not doing that again. Won't be fooled again. For people who don't know, the Prisoner game, based on the TV show, The Prisoner, it gives you a 3-digit code right at the very start. It says, this is your resignation code. The only fail state for this game is if you tell me what your resignation code is. Please repeat back your resignation code so you know what it is. And then you type it in and it goes, what did I just say? And it fails you. And then there's so many options in this game, but you play the game and you forget that I'm not supposed to say this specific code to the game. And then it will just drop it in. And you say it without thinking. And again, stop it. See, that second one was a lot less violent. I did that when I fought Cynthia in Pokemon. Genuinely raised a blister on my palm because I clapped so hard. Right. 1080 snowboarding. Minus 2, 1. Is that one line? That's one line. I always get worried when it does a line break like that, but not like a clean line break. Apparently you can send a pre-printed postcard to Edgeware. One of the bits it asks you to include your resignation code, and they'll send you a letter back saying you lost if you were dumb enough to fill that. But that right, that's great. That is absolutely fantastic. Because that's how they get you, right? That's one of the easiest security checks to bypass. You walk up to somebody with a clipboard and you're like, hi, I'm going to need to see the back of house. Don't know if I can do that, sir. I need to speak to my manager. Good man. Congratulations. You passed your security check. Seriously, though, I do need to see the back of house. And then they let you in. Wait. That's that one. Not... Yeah, why would you put that at the end of a line? The next card is creepy looking. Protective Aura. Imagine Maid Marian, but made out of like scales and petals. Ooh, that's creepy. I like that one. I've only just seen the special rule for this card. Posey, the Vampire Potato. Special rule. Potato Shift. You may pay 5 to play this on top of one of your items named Potato. I have not seen a potato. I don't know what that is. Amazing. 1090. Next, BA. that. Space. Yep. I hope that they actually did include the solution. Like, if you did that, they'd be like, you included your resignation code, silly. You've lost. Seriously, though, go and speak to the clown. Oh, this is in caps. Hang on, everybody. This needs to be in caps. By Philip Tate. That's who wrote this game. I'm just typing it out. Pin 3, pen 2, locate 112, print space, 50 spaces by Philip Tate. 1990. 10 spaces, then 40 spaces. I don't know why there are 2 spaces. This is a long one. I'll get some more cards after this. Well, not, I won't open some more cards. I'll tell you some more cards after this one. How's that? That's a lot better. I would do a story time stream. I quite enjoyed sitting in with DG because they were reading through We Free Men, and that's something that I am also reading through right now. It's kind of funny because there's a lot of written Scottish, and I appreciate that. The fact that it doesn't just mention that a character says this in a broad, impenetrable accent. It's literally phonetically typed out. Oh, aye, you big Joe, we'll save your bro from Queen. And like, ah. Like, your next card, Lady Vappy, is Omnidroid, the ultimate iteration. One of the guys who plays in the locals, she has a deck which is themed around the Incredibles, and her whole thing is put that specific card in the discard pile and then play it for free on the next turn. It's an 8-cost card. Attack 8, defense 8, resist 2, deal with it. I have a way of dealing with it immediately. I just need a particular card in my hand to do it, and isn't that how this game goes? Just get lucky, I guess. Your next card is Todd and Copper as a couple of buddies, and your shiny card is Tinkerbell. That's a nice Tinkerbell card. Thank you very much, Lady Mappy, for continuing to subscribe and support my habit. Support me kicking my desk. Ow. I'm so good at this. Hey, everyone. Is the Sugar Fairy and the Nutcracker store the occupation of the Philippine rats? I do not know the story of the Nutcracker Quacker. I can't answer that question. Todd, welcome on in. How are we doing? I'm doing alright. It's cooled down a little bit lately. I mean, it's calmed down a little bit as well, I suppose. Nope, that's hash on this screen. It's over there. Quaka, this feels like a very bizarre crime. Cass, answer these questions I need to know. Or drink some water. This is a game that Tiny Child would play. And then her questions would be like, what's the difference between a potato? Tiny Child, I don't know what you're talking about. Then you will drink the water! Alright, 11:30. If infinite lives are off, then window 3, 19, 22, 15. Wooey, hello, hello, and thank you very much for the lurk. Look at that little Batman logo. How could they not lurk? I'm in the shadows judging your code. The new Lego Batman game, newest Lego Batman game, the back computer's running on a C64, and someone's worked out that if you enter the code that Batman enters, it draws the bat signal and it bounces around the screen like it's actual C64 basic. That's really cool. If infinite lives are 0, then window 3, 19, 22, 15, 25, then paper 3, 3, then clear screen 3. Aye. That was just to see who was paying attention. I definitely am. Because that was line 1140 that I nearly started typing out again. You saw it. It's fine. Yeah, no, Todd, I'm doing alright. It's cooled down a bit over here. It has been obscene. I have seen, like, literally buildings melt. There's a hair salon that I pass on the way to work, and the exterior has just warped and cracked in this disgusting heat. However, it's not that right now. I've been talking with Rickstress. We are planning... We've got a couple of dates planned for when I visit. So there's two. There is Irene Farm, which is our usual date place. That's the first point when I realized, hey, I could get used to just doing this. Hanging out with this amazing person and just spending days with her. I think this is wonderful. And then the other one, we're affectionately referring to it as The Thing, because I don't want to know what it is. We've been talking about how best to get there. Do we want to take a 20-hour bus ride there and back? No, honestly, but I'd do it if we had to. What we're going to do, we're going to hop a plane is what we're going to do. And yes, I don't know what The Thing is. Just that we're both going. And it's gonna be great. I'm gonna really enjoy it, and that's gonna be our date. And then I've booked 2 sets of theatre tickets for when she's here. Oh my god, there's a train! Hell yeah, let's go on a train. I'll go on a train. I'm gonna tell my dad. And my dad will go a bit jealous. What is this code? Locate 423, paper 0, pen 3. Print. Instructions. Oh, it is. Because see? Infinite lives. Well, where's that button now? There. If infinite lives is 1, then locate 1722, print infinite, tag move, print lives, tag off, okay, print on, pen 1, print off, cool. Playing against this particular person is one of the reasons why I didn't really enjoy going to the sort of play day that we set up. The one that I helped to do last week. Because I'm just a guy, right? I spend money on boxes of Locana cards. But I don't really buy the meta deck, you know. I'd feel really bad for doing so. And kind of bored, because, like, it's not my deck. I bought the good thing, and I'm expecting to win with it. This person does play the meta. Or they've got some ridiculous nonsense geared up and ready to go. It's supposed to be a like 20 to 40 minute game. Locana is. She's got a deck that wins in 2 turns. And hey, cool. I'm not having fun. I'm having negative fun. you know, that's super duper cool. That you've got your that's a +1 on your little scorecard. I'm just a little guy. I'm doing my best. And I applied to this the same logic that I applied to Overwatch, right? I don't necessarily want to always win Overwatch. Nice if I do. But I don't need to. If I lose, well, hey, I had a fighting chance. If I'm getting locked in the spawn room, I'm not having fun. Go away. Same sort of deal if... Rickstress and I have had a couple of games lately where it feels like the other team just shouldn't have shown up. Genuinely, we got to the end of one particular round and everybody in the lobby went, you guys had a Sombra? I want to say they had, correct me if I'm wrong, Rick, just 2-digit damage? I've never seen that on a DPS player. What? If that is L... Oh! I'll be honest with you, my favourite one that I had, there was our tank was yelling at me. And my answer was, oh, sorry dude, I'm used to having a tank when I do this. And they went, okay, bye! And they just dove into the back line and died again. Wow. If you press the L button and Infinite Lives is on, then play a little sound. LVRDC equals 1 minus LVRDC. Locate 1824. If LVRDC is 1, then pen 1. Print on. Oh, that's clever! So what it's doing here, this specifically line 1280, if you have enabled the infinite life variable, you can turn it on and off by pressing L. If you're able to do that, it will play a little tune, and it will either... And the next thing it is doing is highlighting whether the code is on or off. That's why the / changes position at the end of on or the start of off, because then the other one is going to be... That's clever! Inky always reminds me of Pac-Man, because you got Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde, which in Japan were something like Shadow, Stupid, Boggle, and Girl. 2 of those were right. I know that much. I don't know about the others. 1290, everybody. Go to 1250. Summon the Velociraptors. I'm absolutely gonna poke that because I feel like this game is gonna... Yes. There was, one of the first people the first person I started regularly watching on YouTube. They streamed for a little bit. They may still do so, but I'd miss them if they do. XP plus X multiplied. That one by 4 plus. This setup's killing me. 14 minus Y multiplied by 4. I'm going to finish this sentence because this equation is going to break me if I have to type and talk and do it again. First person I routinely watched on YouTube, they were streaming for a while, and one of their regular viewers was called Go-To Velociraptor. And that's a solid name because A, that's a command. B, it's actually the joke where, what's the harm in using one go-to command and then the Velociraptors get you? 80 plus, there you go. If we're doing that, as always, Drawer reminds me of Drawer XD. Every day I'm tacoing. Am I right, millennials? You big fringes. Also reminds me of drawer. Like a chest of drawers. That feels wrong. But that's not what the code says. I mean, like, what's written here is what the code says. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Three. Oh, 3, 124, 226, 33, 4 to 3. Zero print. This is an interesting one because, like, I personally don't need to do this because I can tell you what the commands are when I type them in. But also, this isn't for me, right? This is something that I'm writing in my bedroom at some point so that I can send it off to AMSoft and go, hey lads, do you want to publish my game and give me 3p? And sure do. They published the Galactic Plague. Alright, AMSoft had no qualms with just bundling garbage onto a tape and charging you for it. Alright, Fruit Machine was great. Oh Mummy was fantastic. Roland on the Ropes, I'm pretty sure was an AMSoft number as well. But then you got like Bridget and a Galactic Plague and Home Runner. I'm dead sure that was one of theirs because that was on the Amstrad demo reel. Imagine thinking a game that bad is good enough to put on the sizzle reel for your console. Nope. That one. Window 1. 324. Pen 2. A equals 1 to 3, then print, then next. Sorry. I feel like I need to apologize. The stories! Oh, do I get to act the bollocks? I think I do. The stories so far. I'm sorry, I do feel the need to apologize every single time I accidentally hit the wrong button and it makes a noise like that. The story so far, 1480. Oh, this is dated, isn't it? Look at this. Print. You have been found guilty of first degree This is probably just going to break all of the line spacing, isn't it? I don't care. You have been found guilty of first degree using Gen AI. And you have been sentenced to life on the... large, flat prison planet of Priz. Your only hope of escape is to find that teleporter device. Your only hope of escape is to find that teleporter device you heard two blokes talking about on the way here. Yeah, so in the executable I downloaded, there was a typo. Love it when I found typos in code. But this one wasn't in the code so much. In key, and that is that. While you are not doing anything, go to 1500 and wait. Come on. Come on. There we go. Blind Date is a TV show that used to be on in England around this time, and it was it the code on this game is 1990, so like late 80s, early 90s. Blind Date was on, and the American version is called The Dating Game. I'm pretty sure it's one of those ones where the Bachelorette comes out and asks the guys a question, and they all answer, and she's like, "I like the sound of number 2," and then they go on a date. And how does that go? That show. Oh, here we go. We get to do some more. Who hyphenates spaceships? I don't know, Kazumi. I am typing as written. Reese, you are correct. The reason it says ships with, I'm going to guess ships is at the very edge of the box. And then with will start on the next line. Like you see down here, on your travels you will all find switches. It's gonna do that, I reckon. Oh, it does look funny, but also I'm right. You know what? Nah, you know what? You know what? I'm writing this code now. I can do what I want. There you go. 3 hovomatic spaceships with which you can explore this world. On your travels, you will find switches which open other parts of this planet. That's also actually grammatically correct. Comma which and that. I get real fussy about comma which and that. Which open other parts of the planet to you. That's not a comma. That's a comma. There we go. Oh, here we go. They're doing it again. They're doing it again, Kazumi. Just sit in this loop, not doing anything until you do. Right, where are we at? 1550. Have I just read the wrong line? No, I haven't. $1,500 and $1,550, same basic line. These are all the same basic line. Locomotive basic. Come on. That was good. That was funny. I thought it was funny. About the planet. Each time you enter a different room, you lose 1 unit of fuel. There is just enough fuel in each crystal to get you to the next crystal, so there is no room for error. A wrong turn if you run out of fuel, you will lose a ship and get 5 more units of fuel. I'm going somewhere with this. There is no room for error unless you poke line 740. If you run out of fuel, you will lose a ship and get 5 more units of fuel. I'm gonna need to completely redesign that when I get to the instruction screen, I'm sure, because that was very much set up to avoid weird line breaks in the edges. We'll do that later. Probably won't do that later as long as the game runs, and I'm happy with how the game runs. Doing it again. Paper 0. Print. Keys. So I know what these in keys are doing. Isn't there just a command to wait? Kazumi, I can't tell you what it is off the top of my head, and I think you may be able to do so. But I am dead certain that Locomotive Basic has a command for don't do anything until the player presses a button. Just sit there, wait, don't do anything. Ah, fair enough. I'm mistaken. I thought there was a command to just, like, say, just load screen, sit, and wait. I wonder. I really do wonder. Is 1984 Fruit Machine basic? Like, it disables... I'm pretty sure it disables the exit, the escape key. Because if you do that, I think it just pauses. Or kicks back to title screen, but no, I would be really interested to poke through that and take a look at it. Because I've never seen the code for that one. I kind of want to. I'm a massive nerd. Taken by Rixtrus, and I certainly am taken by Rixtrus. She's cool. I flew around the world on a maybe. She's cool. Didn't I already do that? No, line 1410 is also a bunch of plotter codes. Okay. Quagga, you know I am open book. I will discuss such things as and when come up. Gosh, I told Todd that it cooled down lately, but is it hot in here? Whew. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of many things, honestly. SQL. That's what we did when I was in university. One of the languages we looked at was SQL. And we did that because it's very friendly for entry levels. A lot of SQL is just you type into it in plain English what it is and then it does it. And I seem to remember a lot of that was just same deal. You just it sits there and waits for you to tell it what to do. And then we did Perl, which was a pain in the ass to set up, but once it was, it just ran itself. That's why I get really annoyed when a lot of automated things charge you for it. Like, I paid for something on Kickstarter recently in yen, and my bank's like, oh, lad, I'm gonna have to charge you a 70p conversion rate for that, because foreign money. I've got to run a script. Do you think these Perl scripts just run themselves? Actually, yes, they do. So 1670 through 1700, those are the commands. That's how to move the game around. With the corner cursor keys. The orthogonal keys. There you go. There's a word for you. 1710, plot 24272. T8? That's an 8. Charging you because they're getting charged for it, because that's the blackest magic the banks use to make their money. So I can absolutely agree with that one, because I looked at it in a practical sense, right? I was thinking about this because I checked my bank this morning and I noticed that I had been charged 70p for using yen. And then I thought, like, if I took 70p off everybody that I passed in the supermarket, I've more than paid for what I bought from the supermarket. If I took an extra 70p off everybody I saw at work, I wouldn't need to go to work. And I'm just like a dude, right? How many people is the bank dealing with? All of us? Sure, why not? And I know a lot of that's gonna... Oh, I always... That's think twice. I always say that when this track comes on. And it's not just that. Like, the bank, my bank at the very least, used to... it used to charge you for, like, doing anything with your money. If you wanted to sign into the ATM to see what was in your account, you had to pay £1 to do that. And they acted like it was a really big deal that they were stopping that. We will not charge you for doing our job. Hell no, you won't. You get points for that. You should have been doing it to begin with. You don't. I'm not gonna give you a cookie just because you stopped. Shut up. Although I do feel, having said that, now I'm Empirical said he felt old because the people in one of his Discord servers didn't know what hint hotlines were for video games. They thought it was a joke. And then... That's how long ago this was. Alright, don't worry about it. You are the number... What number are you? That's a 0. I think? 17, 30, 48, 48 draws 0. Yes, 0 minus 16. Also, since we're on the topic, Quark, I know that's not a thing that I would be into. Thanks. It's fine. Oh, heck yeah! Go cook some dinner! Be cool and independent. Make dinner in your own place, your new place, and see what it's like. I'm gonna... Alright, hang on. I need to tell this story because it just came up. So, a friend of mine recently posted something on their Tumblr, and it was a metaphor about bottling up their emotions because you're worried about how other people will react until you can't take it anymore, and then out it goes. You say everything all in one go. And it was written as an allegorically like they were afraid to throw up. The only follow they have gotten from this, they titled the poem Emetophobia, and the only traction this poem has gotten is from a vomit kink blog that's just like, hello, how you doing? And no kink shame I, except for maybe this one. The kink question yes, kink shame, I can think of nothing less pleasant to look at or experience. What do you mean you're into that? What? Anyway. Sorry, I had to go look that up on Discord. That's why I didn't type for a short while. Right, 1740 plot. 48. Insomnia Aaron, to me, it's Think Twice by Uncle Phil. Like the not quite Mellotron choir in the background. Dun 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 dun, like that. 16 and 0. Just program it like a Jody. Alright, where you decode is nothing. You can't do out. While you are that, go to 1750 and that. That'd be a fun syntax error, wouldn't it? Ickney. Wow, I could have gotten through this entire game without having done that. Is that $1? Hard to tell. I'll say that's $1. We have the same problem with this as we had with the fishing game, where, again, this is a scan from 1990. It's not the highest quality, so I'm gonna type things wrong sometimes. Also, I just type things wrong sometimes. Case in point. What are you? 8. Yep, you're an 8. Same deal. That's a horizontal stroke, not a diagonal one. And 0, and then draw 0, 64. Wow. I do feel a little bad when I go to Lacana days and I don't do very well, because I want to be able to do well. At the very least, I want to have fun. I want to make it close. I want to... I want to justify this hobby, you know? But then I was thinking today, do I really need to? Like, I've got my deck built. I'm working on making it better. What are you, BL? It's BL now. Yeah, I got my deck. I'm kind of happy with it. I enjoy sitting and organizing things. And it's fun. Like how this is fun, right? I'm sitting here streaming to a number of people who are watching me speak code into being. Wow. And it's not hundreds of thousands of views on Twitch, and it's not going to make me a lot of money. It makes me a little bit of pocket money, and I like that. And like, that's what you want. Right, why does that line look like that? Because it's meant to. Go to 1970. I hear disco is there. I like disco. Of all the things we have spoken about on stream, I like disco is the one where I feel people might... excuse you, Penguin. Cancelled. $19.40. What? Why? Now we need a disco penguin emote. What have I got in my little... Do you know what? No, I'm not going to open that. I have a couple of dancing ones on my stream art, like the waiting room art. I don't think I have disco. I've got two penguins dancing. I've got this one who's doing that silly gay cat thing. And then I got this one, which was installed for Wolf, because Wolf loves that silly wiggly penguin. As well he should. To 16. Okay, there we go. And draw. You'd think I'd learn that all of this is 16s and 32s. No. If BL equals 1, then plot XL plus 60, Y plus 8, 1. Draw. 32, 16, O 16, minus 2, minus 16, O minus 16, minus 32, 16, O 16, 32, 16, 32, minus 16, minus 32, minus 16, minus 32, 16. Question, how long is this? Okay, cool. Did I just lose my space? No. Shut up. You did. I'm on line 1960. Return. It's that simple. Of course. Eight. Eight. 8 and 4. $382.72. 2. 16, 8, minus 16, 8, minus 16, minus 8, 16, minus 8, 8, 4, minus 16, 8, 16, 0, minus 16, and minus 8. 2. Since we're kind of on the topic, and you know, Quokka's gone off cooking, and I'm gonna go cook after this, and moving out and becoming independent and all. First time I moved out, I meant it was like the first night out, and I mentioned to one of my friends, "Hey, I've moved out. I can do whatever I want right now." And his comment was, "You could even cook naked if you wanted." And like, A, bit weird that that's where you'd go. B, naked apron is not a good look on the guys. Girls, yes. Guys, no. C, I'm making a bacon sandwich. Everybody gets a bit of bacon when you make bacon sandwiches. And that does not want bacon. So, no. No. Did I? No. Made bacon, though. And what a meal 'twas. 8. Ardent Slacker, that slug one is cool. I really like when people just do chains of the sliding left emote. Only ones that I've really done with that, I've got this one, which is like, did somebody order a W? And then this one of Maple from Cassette Beasts, because Maple is one of my favorite pieces of emergent storytelling, where it's like, hey, look at this cute little fairy-looking thing. I'm going to put you on my team. What are you going to be when you evolve? I'm going to start fires! Alright, cool. I'm going to keep an eye on you. And I did. She was the best. Like, she won the day. Maple was so good. And 14 is 1, 2, 6. Kazumi, what command is this? Len? It's in capitals, so it's a command. I don't... It's either lem or len. I'm going to say N, because the next line includes a print. And that's absolutely a capital N. Alright then. If it's wrong, I'll fix it. Not right now. Pen 9. Minus 8, step 4. Wait, really? T equals test xxyy divided by 3 multiplied by c. Alright. Is not 0, then plot xx plus x, yy multiplied by 2 plus y, t, and then plot R02. Just help? Is the word help written in the middle of this command? Okay. 56, 5, switch, 160, 165, U. Data 256, 352, 8 help, 128, 256, 5 block, 416, 256, 5 switch, 160, 165 U. It's always interesting when you can find bits of stuff in code. I looked through a game called Killipede, which is like Centipede, but Killipede. And if you look at the high score, like in the hex editor, if you look at the high score table, there's actually a line in the overscan of the screen. So it can only display 10 scores, but there's actually 11 default scores listed. And the bottom score is sod off. And I'm like, fine. And there was a lot of that in the CPC era. Not just on the CPC, obviously. Like the C64 did a lot of it as well. And just the Amiga more than anything else. Hot go to. But like, there would just be commands and hidden comments in the code. It's like, oi, stop pissing going through my pissing code with a pissing text editor, you piss. There was a lot of swearing. And, okay. What's that, like an hour and 20 minutes into this, and we're now setting up the game. Alright then, for A equals 129. Richard Applin was the king of that. You could tell when a Richard Applin worked on a game because fully half of the ROM data is just him sitting at a typewriter, just like, it's 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm still compiling this bloody game. What are you talking about? I have to put extra codes in this game. Look at this. If I push F7, I can input the date. Anyway, here's the cheat code. If you type out the entirety of Run Like Hell from Led Zeppelin. Pink Floyd. No worries, we're nearly done, Lady Mappy. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you for subbing and keeping subbed. I know it is rare that you are able to stop. It's always appreciated when you're here. There's been a lot of pantomiming in today's stream, which doesn't really work for a non-visual medium like that. Just, here is my voice. Look at what my hands are doing. For A equals 128 read, scene position, mid. Screen is the value of screen, position 1, 3, next. Cool. I realized I had a numpad on today's stream. Can you tell? 9, 28, 15, 18, 18, 19, 29, 15, 40, 54, 50, 39, 53, 54, 56, 13. It wasn't a word yet. That's why he's labeled it as that. If seen equals... No. No. That's wrong. That's wrong. If seen is 65. Right? I can't read that. Yeah, it's just a weird munted 6. Alright then. Fine. I'm going to say 65 because there's only 64 screens, so that would throw, presumably that's going to throw to a crash handler of some sort. 22, sorry everyone. 2190. Meh. 1 2 1 2 1 0. And then go back and read the next screen. One of those. 1631. Another one of those. What? 1343, the 43, 1631, 1642, 0, 1110, 2927, 0, 3938, 0, 4360, 0. You know what we're gonna do? We're going to do a couple more lines of this, because there's a really weird one coming up. And after this next one, we'll call it a day and come back and probably finish this next stream. We're about halfway through. Depends what the rest of it is, yeah? I see a couple of go subs down here. Anyway, line 220 is data. Yes, indeed it is. 47, 52, like that. One of those. Nope. Make sure they stay outside of the speech marks cast, because that way it will actually pass it correctly. Wow. Data 4752 0 51300 5343 000 5920 00 635 0060. Every time I do that, my brain automatically slips into the opening to Cool McCool. O, double O, C double O, C double O L, C double O L Mac, ba ba da bam bam, and then I remember quite liking that show. Right, are you ready for just a ridiculous line. Get ready, everyone. I'm going to have to count along with my mouse. Here we go. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. Got, need, got, had, got, need, got, swapped. Reese, do not even, I probably did. We start on scene 36. 37, level 3. Scene 36, position 37, lives 3, crash 0, fuel 9, whatever F is 0. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna say that's it. The totality of the game, the totality of this code is 434 lines. And we're on 224. And there are... Yeah, the next chunk has some, like, quick, skippable lines. So that's fine. We're going to be able to do a lot of that next time. And everything will be fine. So you know what we're going to do? I'm going to close that, because I hate how Windows does that. Make this screen bigger, please. Do you mean fill your monitor with it? No! No. Here's the ending screen. Is Heartache live right now? I really hope Heartache's live right now. Heartache is not live right now, so let's go say hello to Rin. She's cool. She's playing Tales of Seikyu, a new thing that she's picked up. And Rin's just cool anyway. 4 streams next week. Jade Cocoon on Monday, Final Fantasy midweek. We're gonna play. Jeez, if you're free on Thursday, Friday, you're gonna enjoy it. It's a game called Frog On It, and then it's gonna be a lot of fun. So come back for that. And until next time, I'm gonna raid real quickly because she's just about to leave. Okay, bye everyone.